Finally, 2021 is over and has been for a while. After a bit of well-earned rest, the time has thankfully arrived. The Game of the Year trend revival that I will be joining with the publishing of this video. My Game of the Year list may differ from others, as I am a sort of diverse gamer with often quite peculiar tastes. Therefore, be warned, my dear viewer, that you will not find any Call of Duty main series content on this list. At last, the wait is over. Let's get this celebration of the art of the video game started. Number 5. It's Hitman 3. Hitman 3 was both developed and published by EU Interactive and is a continuation of the markedly successful Hitman series by the same developer-publisher combo. In the third installment, the action is taken to new heights. Stealth is still the game style that is most rewarded by the level design and core gameplay loop. I, however, found great joy and suspense in averting this expectation. Hitman 3 became a GOTY contender for me when I realized you could ignore the score and go all out. With top-notch graphics, a satisfying game loop, Hitman 3 deserves its place on this list. The story sadly works against the strength of the gameplay, resulting in a lower position than it could have received if they got a more experienced writer, like for example Aaron Sorkin or another more experienced writer. Number 4. It's Thomas Was Alone. In Thomas you play as, that's right, Thomas. A rectangular geometric shape that must solve wacky puzzles in order to beat the game set before him. During the extent of the game you meet, recruit and finally befriend other shapes that can help you in your path towards solving puzzles. The game developer Mike Bithell Games makes the bold and somewhat risky move of utilizing a narrator for the game. The game-playing audience is more used to narrators in films and serial dramas on TV. Luckily for the publisher and workshop, the move paid off big time. Without the narrator, this game wouldn't be near my Game of the Year list. A classic for the ages. Number 3. It's It Takes Two. In It Takes Two, you play as two parents who might get divorced but really don't want to, as it will have long-term socio-psychological effects on their firstborn and only child. The game has a pretty major twist in the beginning of the game, so if this sounds interesting to you, leave now. Okay, you have been warned. The developer, Fares' little brother, Josef Fares, decided to utilize a tried and tested ludic trope, a metaphor. The parents are transformed into puppets that represent both the child's non-complete understanding of the parent's struggle, but simultaneously the childlike immature behavior of the parents in their quest to stay married. The ending is pretty epic, so I abstain from explaining its meaning here, but oh boy, for a meta-narrative analysis buff as me, the ending gave me brain fuel for months, a must-play for all who love the art of games. Number 2. It's Flight Simulator. Oh man, I love this game. There are so many aspects of this game that I genuinely love. But weirdly, for a GOTY list, this game stands out not for its ludic experience. Instead, this is a game that shines brightest as a meditative experience. During this year's many trials and tribulations in the wake of the still very much ongoing corona pandemic, Flight Sim has been a place for millions of people to offload some of their internal stress. Tired of your kids going to school in your house? Relax with a domestic flight from Dublin to Cork. Worn out from the internal dread? Stay up all night flying from Kathmandu to Paris, drinking beer and listening to your favorite podcasts. I really mean it when I say that this game single-handedly impacted the state of my mental health. That alone earns it a spot on the top 2 position. Number 1. Pokémon Brilliant Diamond is the best game of the year. A true return to form for a series that has grown stale for years now. Game Freak realized that the gamers loved Pokémon the way it was, and they really delivered just that. fan-favorite game concepts have been reintroduced, like following Pokemon, honey trees, and an evil team without a boring redemption arc. While returning to form with this entry, Game Freak also adds just enough to make Sinnoh feel alive and better than ever. The game makes a brilliant choice by utilizing a chibi, or small body, big head design ethos that feels like a fresh coat of paint on an ever more stale pixel art style. The music is also immaculatively performed by a digital full orchestra with tunes that are sure to be a blast from the past for any Gen 4 nerd. On a more personal note, Brilliant Diamond's narrative spoke to me, as I felt it reflected my own experiences with journeys and parents. The player's father is absent for the entirety of the game, which evoke memories of my own emotional abandonment from my father. A classic touch from Game Freak, adding such a detail, knowing how much it could mean to children who are being neglected as we speak, and adults seeking closure. Just generally, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond is a very classy game. Everywhere you look, you find carefully recreated vistas and milieus from the original game. Combine this with a well-executed story, great graphics, and an emotionally resonant meta-narrative. You get my #1 spot on my Game of the Year list. So congratulations to Game Freak, to Pokemon in general. I hope you had a great New Year's. This has been Carl, signing out.